Hello, welcome back. So we are now in Lab 5 where we're gonna work on data flows chain 2, then and configure the refresh schedule, and we are also do a bunch of things in the pipelines workload. We haven't worked on pipelines yet. So remember, we have different data sources that goes into the layout. In this lab, you will set up a refresh schedule for the data sources, just to recap the requirements. So there's data, it's coming from Snowflake and it's updated at midnight. Employee data is in SharePoint, it's updated at 9 a.m. But we have noticed that it's not always ready at 9, so sometimes it's 15 minutes later. Customer data is always up to date. And when we were in Power BI, we would refresh four times a day, midnight, 6 a.m., 12, and 6 p.m. Now the team has created a link to a Dataverse and shifted data to an admin lakehouse. They have also transformed this data. We don't need to set up a refresh as we're linking to the lakehouse provided by the IT team. Okay, so it's off our hands, the refresh. And sales data is in the data lake storage, Azure Data Lake Storage, and it's updated at noon every day. We do not need to set a refresh for this since we have a shortcut. So whenever the data is updated, the data is ready for us. By the end of the lab, what are the goals? We have to configure a schedule. You'll learn how to configure a schedule refresh for data flow chain 2. We'll know how to create a pipeline and how to configure a schedule refresh of a pipeline. Let's get our hands dirty. So we'll go into our workspace to maximize the panel with the list of artifacts. Select the double arrow at the top of the panel. Ooh, yes. We're not gonna talk about this area, but you can explore on your own time. And Microsoft will give you pre-designed task flows. They will help you to keep structure and follow good standards. Unfortunately, it's not covered for now in this workshop. So let's focus. So I'm gonna say what they told me. Let's maximize so we can see everything now. We want to focus on the DF. Right now, we have very little objects in our workspace, but believe me when I tell you that when you start working on this, you start getting a lot. So this is a good thing. Now we can easily find these two, but wouldn't be very useful to use the search, and we're focusing on the things that we want. So we have filter results, and we're getting the two data flows that we want to focus on. So let's go with the snowflake first, right? And yes, recent runs. This is just to observe the recent runs. We had one that it was on demand because that's the one that we created, and we can have as many on demands as we want. But we want to create our own schedule. We don't want to be there running every day. I'm reading to the script here. Detailed screens will open. Oh, okay. I'm gonna follow the instructions and recent runs and select the time. Yes, the time will be different for everyone. We also are running our own stuff. And so let's observe the details. Very nice. How long it lasted? 33 seconds. And you get a lot of information when you are debugging and understanding your processes. So now we gonna go again, just to settings. And yes, we have these 4 things here. About, yes, you can change the name, add the description. We've seen this before. You see the owner and the location. Endorsements. This allows to specify if a data flow will carry the promoter or certified tags for others to see. What does it mean? It means that how can you tell if a data set or a process has endorsement, or the data owners or the organization that is producing this of your organization. So that's a way to promote and endorse different objects and differentiate for the ones that were created by other people and on their own effort and without a guidance, not necessarily following the standards that we want to follow. That doesn't mean they're not good, just we don't know. And schedule, this is where we want to focus, and this is where we create schedules. So now we know that we want to, you can repeat every minute. We don't want it. This one, we want to do midnight, 12 p.m., 12 a.m. because we know we'll be ready at that time. I think that's make sure that it's in the right time zone. Usually Fabric defaults to UTC, so make sure we go to, it says Eastern times, right? Is it -5, right? -5 is, yes, -5 is Eastern time in US and Canada. Eventually you're gonna set it up to your time if you want that, if that's what you wish. Save. So now it shows you that it will start in 12 hours. For me, when I recorded this video, was around noon. So in 12 hours, we'll be running for the first time on this schedule. Perfect. Good. So now we're going to create a pipeline. We go back to the workspace. We're going to add a new item. This time we're going to select, pip pipeline. Following the standards, it's not DF anymore, it's PL, pipeline, and something descriptive after. So hopefully this will take us to the home screen. Yeah, if you have used Azure Data Factory, this is very similar. This is a pipeline in Azure Data Factory. That will be sibling, right? We have a lot of quick options here. We're gonna select activities, and we're gonna see what are the most common ones. And even from the ellipses, excuse me, we can see even more activities that you could do. One is to select run. From the top menu, click run. Oh, not running yet. We have nothing, so where are we running? It shows you all the options. This is more exploratory, things that you could do. The view will help you to edit it in JSON code if you like going coding more than visual, and the alignment and the zoom. We're gonna build a simple pipeline. So from activities, we're gonna do data flows. Data flow, yes. Data flow. We're going to configure the activity to connect to the DF people SharePoint data flow. Okay. From the bottom pane, settings. Okay, it looked like oh, there you go. It was not showing well for me. Oh, it says it even shows you what's hidden. It tells you everything, this guide. Make sure your workspace is set up to Fabric. Yes, I believe, yes, it is. From the drop down, we're gonna connect to people SharePoint. What now? Scenario, employee data is not updated on schedule. Sometimes there's a delay. Let's see if we can accommodate for that. And did we ask it to rename this? No, it hasn't asked us to rename. It's still called data flow, which is awful. Probably will ask us to do that later. Okay, so in the name, there we go. Perfect. General name, that's what I was looking for. In the description, let's add a good description. Data flow activity to refresh. Data flow, people, SharePoint, data flow. Very clear. Yes, you can deactivate this. If you deactivate it, you should ignore it. Sometimes for debugging purposes, you want to do it. Let's leave it as activated right now. But there's an option to deactivate it. Timeout, unless you leave the default, unless you know that your source takes a little time to connect or wake up. That's a good option. Retried. So since the data is not available on schedule, let's set activity to re-execute every 10 minutes, 3 times. If it fails in the third attempt as well, then report it as failure. So we're gonna do retry. You can write it, 3, or go up with buttons. Now, notice the advantage of using pipeline compared to sending the data flow on a schedule refresh, like we did for the early data flow. Pipelines provide the option of retry multiple times before failing to refresh. Pipelines provide the ability to perform other tasks as well as refreshing a data flow. Yes, to be honest, I never done a refresh like the previous option. I guess it works when you have a simple task isolated that you want to refresh on its own. Sure. But if you have a process with dependencies, one running after the other one on conditions, then you need to use a pipeline. You don't want to use a regular scheduled refresh. You have way more control on the pipeline refreshes. Oh, home save. Perfect. Now it looks like we're going to create a new pipeline. Let's add a little more complexity. Yes, this was a simple pipeline and it was more for exploring. We have noticed that if the data is not available at 9 a.m., then typically it's available within 5 minutes. If the window is missed, then it takes 15 minutes for the file to be available. We want to schedule the retries at least 5 and at 5 and 15 minutes. Let's see how we can achieve this by creating a new pipeline. So we're gonna go here, new pipeline. How it will show on the recently used. We're gonna call it, yes, option 2, create. Activities, and we're gonna go for the until transformation. So until is an iterator, right? So in our scenario, we're going to iterate and refresh the data flow until it's successful, or we have tried 3 times. So this is very interesting because it has more control. We need to create some variables which are going to be used to iterate. This is coding, right? Coding on a visual mode. So if we, oh yeah, sorry. We have a new panel that is here, that is called variables. Once you click in the blank area, we're gonna get new, and let's call it var counter. You can expand it if you want for easier work, visibility. And it's gonna be in the name text. We will use the variable to iterate 3 times. Yeah, because it's an iterator, it's an integer, and we're gonna start at 0. Got it? We are appending variable names. We are appending variable names with var, so it is easy to find them. Yes, and it's a good practice. Perfect. We're gonna have another variable called var temp counter. It's another counter, so we're gonna do integer. Still, we're gonna start at 0. For success, this is string, and the default, we always start with the negative. Nothing is successful until it is successful. Var success, it is a string where that's what it means to be successful. And var wait time is probably an integer, yes. Is in seconds, 60 seconds. That's why it's 60 seconds. It's that 1 minute. To say this is a variable will be used to set the wait time if data flow fails. Make sure there's no space before and after the variable. Yes, especially when you do copy and paste, because that could be confusing. And it's gonna look like that, and it looks like that. So we can move to the task 7. Configure until activity. We're gonna make this smaller, we don't need it. We're gonna focus here, we select it. Oh, and now we need this. So in the general, we're gonna iterator. That's not a very good name, but I guess it is an iterator. On this, that's fine. Now it has a beautiful name and a description, and now we need to do the settings. So what are we gonna iterate on? So what is this? We need to enter an expression in this box that will evaluate for true or false. The activity will continue to iterate while this expression evaluates to false. Once the expression evaluates to true, the activity will stop the iteration. It will stop the iteration and moves on to the next activity. So there's many things that we could do, but we're gonna go for dynamic content. We need to write an expression which would execute until either the value of the counter is 3, right? So we try 3 times, or we are succeeded, or we maybe succeeded in the first one, right? So one of the two should do it. So we're gonna do we use the expression builder. We have different things that we could use in expression builder: parameters, system variables, trigger, parameters, functions, and look what we have in the three dots: variables and library variables. So the variables are the ones that we just created, and library variables are generic variables that are generated at the fabric level. Usually you use those for connections that they change from environment to environment. In this case, we're going to use variables, but let's see what it tells us to do. Perfect, okay. Click on functions, logical functions, and we're going to do OR, because what we want to go is it's an expression that needs to return true or false. So we're gonna go OR, because we have one of two options that need to be true for our result to be true, for us to stop. Is either we succeeded in the first or second attempt, or even in the third attempt, or the counter is 3. One of these two options, and then we want to go out. Now place the cursor in between the, yes, we need to add, right now it's giving an error. We need more than 2 arguments. And oh, yes. Logical functions equals, come on, equals, perfect. So we want to do inside the equal, so the variable counter, remember it was here for me, from my view, the var counter equals, it takes, the equals take 2 parameters and equal to 3. Did I do it in the right place? Still gives an error because we pass 1 argument, but we need 2 arguments. So the second argument is going to go here, or you have intelligence, so you can start typing EQ, right? Equals, same thing, and it gives you the 2 options already. So I guess what probably we're going to go, its var is a success, that is string. Oh, equals at var success. So yes, so it looks exactly like what is proposed here. Sorry if you are too advanced on this and you already know, but this is an OR. So that it takes at least 2, but an OR could have more than 2 arguments, but at least should have 2, right? So now we're evaluating one part, which is this one. We're saying is equal to 3, or I won't do it, but if equal the is success, which is that is a variable that we're going to change the value. Right now it's no, it's starting with no, is equal to yes. So that's once the 2 are equal, then that's going to be yes. Either of these 2 arguments goes for positive, then we're going to stop. We hit OK. Activities. We have nothing. We have an iterator with no activities inside. So you could go, I guess you could do it like that as well. Yes. Many ways of doing the same thing. You can go to activities that have 0 and edit them, edit the activities, and it will go to the inside, or you could go to the plus here. But let's follow the guide. So now we From the top menu, select activities, data flow. Perfect. Okay. Let's give it a name. That's where we're going to choose SharePoint. And the description. Data flow activity to refresh the data flow, people SharePoint data flow. Very good. The settings in our workspace, remember, it will come for default, but it's good to know that it has to be selected. We want to run this. But what happens if we run it now? We're not changing the value of the variable, so it will never happen. It will never change. It will execute forever. From the top menu, select activities, set variable. Script, what is it? Set variable. Perfect. We're not going to do anything else for now. Let's give it a good name and a good description. We actually set the variable varies success as yes. Right now it's only the description. Yes, so you hover over, we'll see that we have all these possible connectors. The curve, let's say the curve, it says icon is used on skip on the activity, right? When this is skipped, let's do it, right? Green is when the activity has finished successfully. Red is when it had failed, and the blue is whatever is completed. I don't care if it succeeded or failed. So in this case, we're gonna get the green check mark and connect it. So that means that this set variable success, and I realized that, leave that, it will be executed after being successful. So let's go back to the set variable. We haven't finished the setting, it's telling me here. So what are we going to do? We want to do bar is success, and we want to be, we could have put just the y and that's it, but because we define what success is in a different variable, we're going to do variable bar success, which is holds the value of the y, right? So this is what we have. Amazing. So now we're going to have another set variable, and this is, we're going to deal with the counter, and we're going to increment the counter. And we're going to connect this. If it's successful, I don't need to increment the counter. If this is successful, we're going to get out of this here no matter what, and that's the ultimate outcome. But if it failed, we want to set up and say, okay, we're going to try another time. So how are we doing this variable at the bottom of the variable set is step as yes, we've done this. Did we select the where? Okay, we select the red mark, variable type. Where does it say at the bottom time? In the bottom pane, variable type is pipeline variable. Yeah, of course. And we're gonna say temp counter. And the value we're gonna go to dynamic, and we're gonna add this expression that is already made for us. So we're gonna add to the variable 1. So it's just adding, doing an incremental. You can type it and you say make use of the intelligence and IntelliSense. This is what we want to do. Perfect. One more variable. Set variable activity, and this is set bar counter. Incrementally add the bar counter, and this is gonna go after the set time. And we're gonna call it no, sorry, I'm not paying attention. So we set a variable, it's gonna set bar counter, we do incremental, we yes, we got we connected on success there, perfect. We go from this one to this one on success. On. There you go. So here we're gonna do bar counter, and we're gonna do more dynamic, and we're gonna make it same as the temp. Okay. So we have this look. Now we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. In the activities, we're gonna have a wait. Probably we want to wait after, right? I'm just assuming, but let's follow the script. With the wait activity selected at the bottom of the pane, let's wait on failure. We don't need to wait. If we succeed, we're gonna get out of there. We don't need to wait. The description, we want to wait 5 minutes on second try, and 900 seconds. 300 seconds in the second try and 900 seconds in the third try. So we go for the green connector. So we're going on the failing path, right? We set some variables and we are selecting the waiting time. In the wait activity, I guess we're gonna have a more complex setting. We're gonna do dynamic. How many seconds? You can specify hard code how many seconds, but we're gonna make it more complicated. Okay, this is more advanced scripting. It's not even that hard to manage. You can get it done, but this is what it's doing. Okay, let's understand the script. So if it's greater than 1, so the first time we're gonna wait 5 minutes. If the var counter is greater than 1, okay, so it could be 2 or 3. It could be 2 or 3. So if equals, the variable is equal to, if equals to 2, the wait time is 15. If not, is 0. Am I reading this right? So if the counter is greater than 1. So that means it's 2 or 3. Then we go to this path and we execute this. If it's equal, the value is equal to 2, so it means it's the second attempt, we want to wait 15 minutes. Oh, here's the description. If it's true, it checks where the value of the var counter is 2. If it's true, set the wait time to 15 minutes. Remember, we have defaulted wait time to 60 times 15, so 900 seconds. All right. If the value of var counter is not 2, is greater than 2, which means data flow refreshes have failed 3 times, we're gonna be done iterating. We don't want to wait anymore. Wait time is set to 0, so to 0. If the value of our counter variable is 1, then we multiply the variable by 5. That would be 60 times 5, 30 seconds, 300 seconds. Okay, let's move on. I think we'll agree that this is right. If it's wrong, it's not my fault. Checkpoint. Your until, okay, we hit OK. Your until iterator should be like the screen below. From top left of the design canvas, select the design canvas. How it goes? Let me play with this. You do activities. When you do activities, you go to here. When you go from here, it says main canvas. Don't understand, but sometimes you don't need to understand everything. It works different in magical ways. We're done creating the pipeline, so let's save it. Boom. Now, this has saved. We can schedule the refresh for this pipeline. So we can test by going home, run, schedule. We're going to add a schedule. We're going to repeat daily at 9 a.m. Right? 9 a.m. Start today. Set and to a future day. Perfect. Set your time zone. Yeah, remember, you need to, if you put a start time, thinking, your brain is set on Eastern time, you need to then change and say this is what your brain is thinking. Okay, let me see. Save. And let's close this one. Let's see what's going on our workspace. In the schedule screen, there's no option to notify on success or failure like data flow schedule. Notifications can be done by adding an activity in the pipeline. We are not doing it in the lab because this is a lab environment. We have schedule refreshes for various data sources. We will create a semantic model with relationship, measures, and other model operations in the next lab. All right, so we're done with lab 5.